Welcome to episode 7. Count them. 7 of the Super Acquaintances College Baseball Podcast. We're recording here. It's Thursday, March 24th, coming after another packed week of college baseball, coming up on an even more packed weekend of college baseball. How are the boys doing?
Brother,
We're
know
good.
how I'm doing. I'm living.
I'm with that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
making some big changes in the old life.
Still waiting on some transmission parts.
Yeah, doing great. You know,
What you got on that pizza? Better not be pineapple.
Travis, you like it?
Oh, whoa. Don't talk shit about pineapple.
what does it say?
It's Dabs.
Oh my God.
Fucking pussy. One of 200 ever made, and he has it.
Dubski.
eBay's
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah, Dubsky. eBay is very evil. They took so much money from me.
Yeah. And you,
Well,
and you did that just to spite us.
That
Yeah,
looks like
I literally did that just to spite you.
that looks like a hospital nurse's outfit gown.
Mom
Hey,
looks like a
I just
hospital
want you to
nurse.
know.
No one has spent more on eBay than Benjie. I promise you that. This man spends his life savings on eBay.
Dude, probably on sports cards.
I just
Benji, you got a
want
lot
you
of
to-
sports
Yeah.
cards?
He's got,
Brennan, I just want you
Just-
to know that you spent the same amount on that as I did on this.
Mickey Mantle?
Yeah. Can't wear that baseball, can you?
Nope. But
We
you can
exactly.
show this off.
we can go hit home runs in the sandlot with it.
Ooh,
Benji would be pissed.
Yeah, I'd probably kill
Oh,
somebody.
Benjie, Sue just also asked if you have a lot of sports cards.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big time.
Let's compare sports cards, bro.
This dude has every rookie that Topps has come out with since like 1980.
Not every. Well, yeah. So 1980 to 2012, I have every rookie, but I'm working on the 50s, 60s, and 70s right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be costly.
Good years. We're really running the gamut here. Yeah. So my background is different again. I'm recording from Chicago. We're bringing the podcast to you from wherever we have to,
Do you
Yeah.
travel by yourself?
like for work.
Mm-hmm.
No. Well, I mean, I fly by myself and then I meet
Oh, I didn't know if your old lady came with you or not.
She did to DC. So I was in DC on Tuesday and yesterday. And since I drive for that one, if she's not working, she'll just hop in the car and we had dinner with a friend of mine. He's at Maryland and see some museums and stuff. But for
Okay.
flying, she'll come with me if she can get off of work and wants to buy a plane ticket, but flying ain't free.
That's fair.
So yeah, college baseball can't wait, and neither can we. As everybody knows, on Monday rankings drop. And actually, before I say that, as everybody might not know, we put out an episode yesterday. Was it this morning? I think it was this morning actually.
it was
Our
this
second,
It was
our
just fun.
second second segment of our bullpen interview series. Nolan, not Nathan. Definitely not
Nolan.
Nathan.
Not Nathan. Nolan.
Nolan Devos.
Devos. Yep.
Perfect. He was gracious enough to sit down with TJ over there and talk all things college baseball. It was a great interview, some great stories. And if you want to hear any more, perspective on baseball from another college pitcher's point of view, it was a great interview to listen to. So
Yeah,
definitely check that out.
It was a great time getting to sit down and just chat a little bit about college baseball with him. It was very pleasant.
And now we know where the best buffalo chicken pita wraps are.
Yeah.
Davidson, North Carolina. Yeah. So, it kind of, the one thing that's one of the many things that's nice about college baseball is it's a little bit cyclic, right? Where, the weekend happens and then every single Monday rankings always drop. And, no matter what fan of a team you are, there's always drama to be had and opinions to be shared. And again, one of the beautiful things, right, is that there are so many different polls and people, chiming with their feedback that the results can vary pretty wildly. What did you guys think of the polls this week? So I'm just looking at
I will-
Go
I
ahead.
was do it.
No,
Jarvis, do it.
I will start off by
Do
saying
it.
this is nothing against the polls. Ole Miss's fan base is the most fair weather fans I have ever fucking met in my life. And I didn't even fucking meet him. Fair weather is shit. And they are softer than the shade of blue of their baby blue uniforms that they wear on fucking Sundays. All of them. That's all I gotta say. Ole Miss isn't number one in my book.
Except for hold on.
Except for Lonnie. Except for
Ole
Lonnie.
Miss fans are
Except for
ruthless.
Lonnie's.
Lonnie's the homie.
They get
seems to
pissed off,
understand.
man.
Yeah, Lonnie is not the fair weather fan. Everybody else is a fair weather fan because every time we release rankings, every time everybody else release rankings, no one's like, oh my God, Ole Miss should be fucking here. Ole Miss should be there. No, but it's when they're ranked number one and someone else has something better to say. They're like, no, we're the best to ever be.
They
found
think
in
they're
the
a
world.
number one team when they're
They're
like
not.
fourth in the SEC
not.
right now.
Memphis gave them a run for their money last night too.
You got Tennessee only lost 1 game. Vanderbilt lost 2. Ole Miss has 4 losses.
Okay,
don't know.
well, let's not say they're fourth in the SEC after one SEC series. I'm going to pump the brakes there a little bit, but
That's-
I'm talking about
that's
overall.
Suges
I'm
now.
referring to overall record.
yeah, but shout out to @Are_Not_Lonnie. You're a real one.
Yes.
We're talking right now about D1 baseball poll, which
Mhm.
we should also interject here and say that Kendall Rogers is one of the nicest human beings on earth.
Really?
And though we may disagree with his assessment of Notre Dame's baseball team, he's awesome, and he gave us a shout out on Twitter, which we very much appreciated. But
Not to be confused with
Yeah.
Kendall Jenner.
Yeah,
Kendall-
not
Kendall
Kendall
Jenner.
Jenner.
She doesn't know shit about college baseball.
she doesn't know shit
I'll
about
tell you
shit.
that right now.
For those of you who don't know,
Yeah, well, that's because
Brennan-
girls don't poop.
Brennan was trying to tag Kendall Rogers in a tweet and ended up tagging Kendall Jenner.
He just wrote KENDALL and was like, "Yeah, there's
First
only
one's
probably
fine.
there's probably
Hey,
only one Kendall."
Hey,
It
no, first
waited
one was
about
Kendall
45
Rogers. I hit Kendall Rogers.
Into which Kendall Rogers replied, what did he say? He was like,
He's like, I
Yeah,
don't think
she-
she cares about
yeah,
college baseball.
yeah,
but
he was like, yeah, I don't think she cares that much about college baseball, but I guarantee she wouldn't put up with the shit that I put up with.
Probably true. Well,
also,
I
not
mean,
to mention that Brennan waited 45 minutes to take credit for it. He let us all wonder who it
I
was.
did. I blamed it on Suges.
we didn't wonder that hard.
We didn't, yeah,
Dude, that's
it
my
was
sub,
obvious.
man.
But
So D1, right? I'm going to read off their 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which went Ole Miss, Texas, Arkansas, Vanderbilt, Tennessee. On the college baseball Reddit, so that's r/college baseball, user B49. Maybe there's a hidden baseball meaning there that I am too dumb to understand. He's done a great job of putting together some aggregate ranking lists based on a large number of polls. And one of the things I appreciate about what he does is he's also including computer polls. And when I say computer polls, these are ones that are based on metrics and not writers polls. So we're including Warren Nolan ELO, which is actually the ranking system we use right now in our fantasy league, as well as the Massey, Sonny Moore, and Boyd's World ISR rankings. Shout out also to him for including our ranking lists, which we had a little bit of format difficulty there in our last list. So we're gonna fix those moving forward. But
Yeah, I'll step up the game.
yeah,
I'll step it up.
So in the conglomerate list, Tennessee was the number one team. They were ranked number one by perfect game. CS 24/7 is CWS 24/7 is a college baseball Twitter account. Friday Night Starter, I guess that's another college baseball Twitter. Most importantly, though, Sonny Moore and Massey too, the computer rankings also had the number one. So I'm not looking at our rankings right now, but I'm pretty sure we almost all had Vanderbilt at our number one.
everybody
slot.
but
Except
Eric.
for me, Eric.
Everybody but Eric had Vanderbilt, and then everybody had Tennessee at 2.
Yeah. So to Kendall Rogers' point, I think he has a valid rationale. And basically what he said on Twitter is that we asked him, we were kind of slamming him a little bit for having Ole Miss at 1. And we asked what part of Ole Miss's roster sets them apart from the pack and it puts them at that number one slot. And his response was, really any of the top 5 teams could really be in that number one spot. I think that argument can be made, although Texas and Ole Miss, I think, are if we're going to group in Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Texas, Ole Miss, Arkansas, I think right now Texas and Ole Miss are the 2 that are a little bit lagging behind those other three.
Yeah, that top 5 should be reversed, my opinion.
Yeah. I think that's pretty fair.
Yeah, if I was to put them at 1 through 5, Texas would be 5, Ole Miss 4.
Yeah.
They would be definitely at the bottom of that little list.
Yeah. So I mean, I know Eric got slammed pretty good for his rankings, but to be fair, he was pretty busy last week planning his wedding, but no excuse, having some shit teams in the top 25 and some good teams out of there. So,
it wasn't so much having shit teams. It was the lack of one really good team.
Lack of 2 really good teams.
Three.
No.
We changed one of them.
No. I got Texas in there.
No.
Put Texas I got Texas in there.
Well, yeah, because I messed up. I had North Carolina twice.
You didn't have what? Ole Miss. You didn't have Georgia.
You can't also forget
Texas.
that TJ had Georgia twice.
I did, and I got called out, and it was an honest mistake, and I changed it, which don't show up on this other rankings.
And I was also missing Georgia.
Yeah, which helps out. But Georgia, I think, is accurately ranked on our aggregate rankings at 12.
12.
Yeah,
which kind of fits well with D1s and perfect games.
Give ourselves some credit here, guys. So right now the conglomerate or listings, which again, this is just a Reddit user, assimilating these. They've got Georgia at 16 based on all of the polls. We had Georgia cumulatively at 15. So,
right on par.
Good for us.
No, we have them.
No, we have them at 12.
We do have them at 12. I'm sorry. I was reading down to Liberty. My bad, guys. Still pretty good.
The true pretender.
Yeah.
I mean, D1 has them at 17. Baseball America has them at 17, and Perfect Game doesn't even have them ranked.
Yeah, Perfect Game didn't have them ranked, which was very surprising.
I've come around.
Perfect Game has, I mean, they still have Texas State ranked, which I get it. They're 18-3.
Yeah, what do you mean they still have them ranked? They should still be ranked.
I mean, but
don't tell me that Virginia should be number 1 in the country because they're 19-1, and tell me Texas State shouldn't be ranked because they're 18-3.
I never said Virginia should be number 1 in the country.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I won't. But I think that Texas State's strength of schedule has not been, and I know we've kind of argued this back and forth, but strength of schedule doesn't mean a whole lot. It's just kind of wins losses. But I mean, 18-3 and your major wins against Texas, which I get it, was the number one. I mean, was the number 1 team, but I don't think it means you need to jump all the way up to number 20. I mean, you don't even have Old Dominion in here or Mercer for the perfect game rankings. So I don't understand that personally. That's just me though.
I will say this: the computer rankings do have Texas State as a consensus top 35 team. So Boyd's World ISR has got them as high as 7, and then Massey has got them at 18. So I think
7.
I don't know the advanced metrics that
That's math, Jowers.
Contribute. Yeah, that's the math. So looking at the list of the composite rankings, looking for outliers, Oklahoma State has to be one of the biggest. So taking all the polls and is their composite rankings, this list has them at 10. Some polls have them at 25. That's collegiate baseball poll. We have them unranked, and some polls have them as high as 4. That's perfect game.
Perfect Game has them at 4.
Yeah.
Just because they beat Vanderbilt twice. But twice they beat them in one series, right? They beat them at Vanderbilt, which that series has aged really well, right? Like Vanderbilt's one of the country's best teams.
They're 19-2 now.
Indisputably. But what Oklahoma State has done since then has been extremely underwhelming.
Yeah, what are they? 10-6 now?
Yeah.
14-6.
15-6.
15-6, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they have 6 losses, and I mean, you're looking at teams that are losing 3-4 games to better opponents than what Oklahoma State's lost to.
Yes.
I just don't see it. Like, I mean, Gonzaga is ranked almost consistently.
Then they got swept by Gonzaga.
Exactly. So,
and then they lost to BYU, Sam Houston, Vanderbilt.
Yep. Exactly. So how can you have them over a team that is better than them? It just doesn't make sense. Oklahoma State sucks and they're a bad team.
It doesn't make sense to me, like for D1's rankings at least. I mean, Wake Forest is unranked on theirs. I mean, I just, it kind of blows my mind as how good of a season Wake Forest has had thus far and continues to have with their midweek win against a top ranked Liberty. It just kind of blows my mind that they were never even a thought on D1's page. And teams like, I'm not shitting on them, but Gonzaga and UConn and Texas State were thrown on there. And I feel like Wake Forest had a much tougher schedule with an equal amount of loss, if not less, to not be rewarded to be in the top 25.
Aren't they like 17-3 too?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absurd to not fit them in the top 25 somewhere. I mean, you have UConn before them. That's ridiculous.
Here's another good one, guys. So Arizona on the composite rankings is sitting at 8. They've several polls have them in the high teens. College Baseball Nation's got them at 16, Perfect Game at 15. Some of the computer stats have them as high as the number 1 overall team. That's Boyd's World ISR. I'm starting to get a little questionable about that one. So they've had some. Let me run through. There's Arizona. Their number 2 overall is Gonzaga. So maybe we need to stop paying attention to that one.
Maybe they're just thinking more strength of schedule.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, Eric, where do you have Arizona in your poll? So you're the owner of Arizona Fantasy League.
Yeah. I have them at 9.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's right around where the
I have them at 8.
I mean, the only series they've dropped is Texas
11.
State.
Yeah,
I think Arizona's top 25 though.
Yeah, we had them at 20.
Yeah, we're not arguing that. I think they are too, but
you know what? This would be a great exercise, guys. So I'm going to go through the teams. There's only 3 of them, then we can move on. The teams that made this composite list as top 25 teams, and we had as unranked. We already touched on Oklahoma State. The second one is Florida State. Unquestionably, right, one of the best pitching staffs in the country. And what have they done in their last couple series?
They've been slacking for sure.
They did beat NC State 2-1 in their series.
Yeah, remember they had that 17-inning game.
Yeah, the 17 inning game.
The series.
2-1.
So they did beat NC State, but I mean, how great?
We've talked about it before. NC State is not good anymore.
Yeah, and Florida State has what, 6 losses on the year?
Yeah,
I had the best take of the year so far. Just want to say.
No, you did. You were right.
Can you remind us what the take was?
You guys were all saying that they were going to be just fine, and I was saying they can't just rely on one person. But hey, here we are.
No, you were correctly correct.
Tommy Tanks is tanking the team right now.
But it's crazy to see how much like them and Tennessee have like split, because I thought after the first weekend they were like on similar trajectories.
I agree.
Because NC State's the whole lineup was doing it. It wasn't just Tommy Tanks, and then they've just gone ice cold. Brennan, what were you saying? I apologize.
So Florida State has not lost a series yet this year.
They've just had really bad midweek games.
Even though they're 14-6, they've lost to Jacksonville, Sanford, Mercer. That's really it. They've gone 2-1 in every single series except their first one against James Madison that they swept. So I mean,
they're just not sweeping series.
But are
they're winning them, which is great.
But they're not.
But winning series is, better than losing them. Not as good as sweeping them, but I mean they're 14-6. They have 3 midweek losses and
3 midweek losses to not good teams.
But you wouldn't throw
Mercer, yes, but Jacksonville and Sanford.
You wouldn't throw Florida State in the top 10, Brennan, would you?
No, but I think it could be a team that we're overlooking. I mean, they have
D1's
not
got
lost
them at
a
7
single series.
D1's got them at 7 and Perfect Game has them at 10. So both of them have them in their top 10.
Yeah. I mean, you look at Arizona has lost a series, Louisville's lost a series, TCU's lost a series. So I mean, are they better than Florida State?
I think even Vandy's lost a series.
Exactly.
We should probably put a little bit more respect on Florida State's name, just because And listen, this is coming from a fan of a team who can't win midweek games in Georgia Tech. They have one of the best. They have unquestionably the best 1-2 pitching duos in the country. Early on it was Texas with Pete Hansen and Tristan Stevens, and Parker Messick and Bryce Hubbard, I believe is his last name. They're unreal. They've been dominating people, and it hasn't slowed down yet. Again, only one conference series in the book so far, but you put that 1-2 up against anybody, and that's going to get you a series win, and that's shown, right? They've won every single series, so got to give some credit there. The last one, actually, there's two more. We've got Texas State unranked, which grinds my gears a little bit because I had them in the top 25, and I still think they're a top 25 team, but we don't have to spend too much time on them since we already kind of touched on them. And the last one is one we have not touched on, and I think this will be an interesting, is Oregon. So they're number 23 right now in the composite rankings list. They're also unranked by D1 baseball, but I think the computer metrics is what is bringing them in. Two of the computer metrics, the suspect Boyd's World and Sonny Moore, have them at 11 and 7 respectively. So
I know because I had Georgia twice. I had rearranged things, and Oregon was my 25th team. Because as the owner of Oregon, they are, I'm telling you, they're going to be a top contender in the Pac-12 after what they did to Utah, what they did to Stanford. That's two heavy Pac-12 teams that are good. So, and they swept them both. And I think this upcoming series against USC, I mean, I don't think they're going to have an issue, but if they sweep them, then I won't have an issue putting them top 20, maybe top 15.
I think top 15 may be a bit premature, and I'm kind of giving Stanford the NC State treatment a little bit. I've been really leaning with them, and they have, like I said in my bold prediction last time, they have got to turn it on. They've got to pull out Arkansas against UIC. They've got to turn it on this week and find, otherwise their ship might be sunk.
Yeah, but Oregon, they lost the first 3 games of the year, and since then they've been 14-3. So
yeah,
they really turned it on.
Pretty good.
Yeah, their coach Mark Wazakowski.
Mike.
Yeah.
You sure it's not Mike Wazowski?
Okay, guys. Yeah, Mike Wazowski. Their coach Mike Wazowski. Ha ha ha.
Mike Krasinski.
But their coach he's a solid coach. He's turned that program around from nothing. He was one of the front runners for the LSU job last year, and I really, really wanted him.
He doesn't do helicopters, does he?
No, he's never naked. He's always clothed. No helicopter
guy.
Neither confirm nor deny.
But he's one of the only head coaches I've ever seen that gets on the base path and coaches third base.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Head coach.
I like that.
Cool. Yeah,
He's
old school.
Yeah, he is in those games. He knows everything that's going on, and he calls shit himself.
That's awesome.
Put some respect on that.
Yeah, I think Mark Wazakowski, I think he's building a nice program up there, to be honest.
Great insight, Brennan.
Yeah, no problem. Everything relates to LSU, so it has nothing to do with that. I don't know anything.
Yeah, we know. You don't have to say that.
How are they doing right now?
Shut your fucking mouth. Days since LSU beat a mid-major team. 9.
All right, so let's move on to the recap of what's happened in the last couple of days in college baseball, just weekday baseball. I know some of the weekend series are getting kicked off tonight. Actually, I think Vanderbilt is playing South Carolina.
Yeah, they won 10-0 tonight.
Whoever's playing Benjie's already in a hole, as normal. What do you guys got? You want to just take us by rankings, and if anybody has any insight, they can chime in.
Yeah, absolutely. So for Vandy, for our rankings wise, they're number 1. I got them. They went 1-0 this week. They won 13-4 versus Belmont. Just playing South Carolina Thursday through Saturday. Already got a dub for today, 10-0. I would like to mention though one big thing. After today, there's 3 players on Vandy that are 4-0 now for pitching wise. So it's pretty cool. And they also have lower than a 2.5 ERA for each of them. So it's pretty impressive on the season. So
that's because they benched those guys that played against Oregon State. That's what happened.
Honestly,
Pitcher
it's
you.
possible. So it's honestly, it's pretty impressive. So hopefully that can continue. They have a couple other guys that are 2-0, 1-0, and just a bunch of relievers that are putting in good work. So
nice cock.
Okay.
Are you doing your San Francisco baseball fucking impression?
I don't think they're ranked this high.
Nice cock, coach.
All right, take it away, Eric. God
Yeah,
damn it.
We're gonna have to move.
So
I had to
let's
break the silence somehow.
pick it way up.
Yeah, so moving down to the number 2 team on our rankings was Tennessee, who in their weekday game went and beat Butler 13-3. They're going down to Oxford to play Ole Miss in their first true road game other than playing in the Shriners Classic.
All right, guys, this is taking way too long. So Arkansas, we have number 3. They canceled their series against Omaha this weekend. Virginia, we have at 4. They beat Towson 15-3. Oregon State.
And they now have the home run leader.
Okay. Oregon State beat Seattle 8-3. Ole Miss beat Memphis 11-8. Texas Tech beat California Baptist 6-3. Texas beat Central Arkansas 7-2. UNC beat Appalachian State 4-2. Notre Dame murdered the Northwestern's bus driver, so they didn't have to
I love series. The fact that they had to not have a game because there was no bus driver.
Yeah, that was
just don't even say a reason, just say it got canceled.
Exactly. Georgia Tech, the engineer queers.
Okay,
I'll restart that.
No, just keep going.
All right, so the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, they lost to Kennesaw State 14-12. Georgia beat Georgia State 10-3. Florida barely beat Bethune-Cookman 3-2. LSU lost a heartbreaker to Louisiana Tech 6-7, thanks to Jay Johnson's shitty coaching.
Don't call it a heartbreaker. That game was lost before it started.
And awful pitching by LSU. Liberty lost to Wake Forest 13-6. That's why they're a pretender. Wake Forest beat Liberty 13-6.
That's why they're the contender.
Clemson beat Winthrop 10-2. Purdue canceled. Stanford had no game because they were scared to lose a midweek going into this weekend.
Honestly,
Arizona
Pac-12 never has midweeks.
Yep. Arizona lost to New Mexico 12-7 after New Mexico came out strong, 4 runs off bat. TCU beat Abilene Christian 14-3. I have Louisville also beat Abilene Christian 14-3, so I messed up with that one. Gonzaga,
doubleheader, same score.
Gonzaga
doubleheader.
Gonzaga lost to Auburn 9-5. Maryland beat UMBC 13-7, and Mercer capped it off with our top 25, beating Jacksonville State University 7-2.
Perfect. Thank you.
Love
now,
that.
If anybody has anything that they wrote down and wanted to share, I would invite you to do so at this time. Now that we've covered everything.
Go ahead, Suges. You probably have something.
No,
Oh,
I just
okay.
have a.
So he does.
I mean,
Nope.
no. I
just
mean, last weekend Tech split with Iowa, so
okay.
I didn't really see that coming.
We can no longer say Tech. You can't just say Tech. There's so many Techs.
Well, the good Tech, the valid
I
Tech.
agree with that statement. The good Tech.
No, there's so
There's
many
two
different.
of them.
Fuck you.
I mean,
There's a
nobody
lot
talks
of,
about Virginia Tech. Or,
We
No,
have
but
a-
there's
yes,
Texas
but
Tech, Georgia Tech. Which one?
Obviously, Texas Tech.
Oh.
Yeah.
Tennessee
Sorry.
Tech Suges?
We aren't just a Texas
And-
podcast, dog.
Hey, as the owner of Virginia Tech, they're actually not doing too bad.
Yeah,
I never play them
You can't
because
just
I
say
have
Tech.
North
anymore.
Carolina and Notre Dame, but still.
Hey,
But
super
anyway.
good party school too, by the way.
Continue with your Tech talk.
No. Tech. That's clever. But yeah, we're
Texas
moving on.
Tech Talks.
Let's just push this
All right.
aside and move on.
All right. So I want
This is
to
your last
unveil
podcast.
what I think would be a really fun thing to do for weekend pick'ems. So I sent you guys the fantasy score sheet for this coming weekend.
Yeah, it's
not
editable.
it's not supposed to be right now. So I apologize. I'm not done filling in all the teams and stuff, but the matchups this week, Eric and TJ are playing each other, 2 and 3 teams, each looking to break to 500. Benjie, undefeated at 5-0, is playing the luckless Suges, who has a winning record, but draws the unfortunate matchup with the clear powerhouse so far this season. And then the race to the bottom continues for Brennan and Travis at 2 and 3 and 1 and 4. So
hey, I want to know it's not rigged.
Certainly no. Yeah, that's definitely why I'm losing all these games, just to make sure everybody knows it's fair. So what I did, there are some series that have, up until this point in fantasy, right? Very few of our teams have played each other, right? They've all been non-conference opponents, a lot of like mid-major teams. But that's not the case anymore now that we're entering conference play. So did you guys like for bowl pick'ems in?
Hold on, guys. We have a TJ shotgun.
What happened? Did I say something?
I was just doing one for the.
You just want to do it for fun?
No. I owe everybody.
TJ's twisted T alert.
Was that just for all the losing Texas has done? Like it's just continued on? Or?
No, it's for all my losing TJ's twisted takes. I owe everybody like 7, so I'm just gonna sporadically do them throughout the podcasts now. So,
but not me. Mine are correct.
Yeah, so far I'm good.
Yeah,
mine are also correct.
My 23 and 3 is still high for North Carolina. We'll see about this weekend.
My Arkansas one is doing well, and Georgia Tech, if they win the ACC, they certainly will be last in ERA. Okay, guys. So for the pick'em segment this week and going forward, we're gonna do something a little bit different, and something that we're gonna keep track of for the rest of the season. And Brennan is going to present us with a list of series to choose from, and we are each going to pick the winners of 6 of them, ranking them according to how confident we are in the winners. So, I will start with my 6-pointer, which means I'm picking the winner of a series that I'm the most confident in winning. The options that Brennan has presented us with are series from this weekend in baseball, which are University of Texas playing Texas Tech, Virginia playing Wake Forest, Ole Miss taking on Tennessee, Maryland takes on Dallas Baptist, and Arizona takes on UCLA. And his last one, I don't know anything about this, but he chose to include it, North Dakota State and Northern Colorado. So my 6-point series, I'm definitely going with, I think Tennessee is going to go in and throttle Ole Miss. And I say throttle, I think it's going to be a decisive 2-1 series. Ole Miss may have a close game in one of them, but Tennessee's pitching, I think, is far superior to Ole Miss's, and the lineup hits just as well. So that's my 6-point series. Who else?
Yeah, that's going to be my 6-point. I got mine. I don't even have them going 2-1. I got Tennessee sweeping.
Ooh,
and that
I think it'll be a 2. I think it'll be a 2-1. If not, like I agree with you, Travis. It'll be a close third game, probably Saturday or Sunday. But I think Tennessee's going to.
And I would have gone 2-1, but if it's not for my petty ass, I'm going 3-0 because Ole Miss.
You like the hot takes.
Fuck you.
That's why we got TJ's twisted T takes.
Okay, anybody have a different series in there? For
I'm going to have the opposite and do Ole Miss at 6. Even I hate Ole Miss. I hate their fans.
In your teams. Look what happened to Duke last weekend.
That's Duke. That they took a dookie against North Carolina.
Yeah, well, you are too confident in your own team.
So you think Ole Miss is gonna beat Tennessee
win the series?
Look at
and
Brennan.
That is your most.
He owns LSU
pick.
and shits on them every single week. It is okay.
He goes to the school.
He doesn't just
Ole Miss. That's even better.
I do go there.
So the government pays for LSU on his behalf.
You got Ole Miss beating Tennessee as your 6-point no doubter.
Yeah. This isn't a bold prediction.
So that will not be your only loss this weekend.
Welcome to TikTok again, Suges.
Watch Ole Miss win, and then you guys lose all your 6 points.
I'm just saying, Suges, that's going to be your second L for the weekend.
Yeah,
all right, I'm only going to lose 4 if that happens.
Yeah.
Eric,
what's your 6-pointer?
Yeah.
Virginia's going to beat Wake Forest. That's my 6-pointer.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I don't know about that one.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. I can't take that because, dude, Wake Forest is hot now.
Wake Forest is hot, but Virginia's been hot since the first pitch opening day.
I mean, yes, agreed. But I think that's going to be a good series. But Brennan, what is your 6-pointer?
So my 6-pointer is going to be North Dakota State over North Colorado.
Clearly, he's done his research on North.
Absolutely.
I think North Dakota State has great pitching staff. Their bats are coming around. I think they absolutely demolish.
But Carson Wentz went there, and I fucking hate Carson Wentz. So I hope North Dakota State loses all the time.
Well, good thing he didn't play baseball in this decade.
So 5-point series. Anybody have one that's on lock? Because I think I'm kind of juggling between two right now.
I will go Texas Tech. I will say Texas beats Texas Tech 2-1. I think the Texas bats are too hot, and the 1-2 from Stevens and Hansen, I don't think Tech's gonna be able to touch that. So I think it's
so far us three down this line have been on the same page.
You're taking the same thing, Benjie?
Yeah,
I'm taking the same thing. I agree with that.
I got Virginia in my 5 spot.
You think Virginia's going to beat Wake Forest?
Yeah. The series. I think Wake Forest definitely going to get a dub.
Oh yeah, no, I don't disagree against that, but yeah.
So
Brennan?
in my 5 spot, I think I'm going to take Maryland over DBU. I think Maryland's hot. I think they're a pretty safe bet to win that series.
Arizona's going to top UCLA, I think, this weekend in my 5 spot.
Dude, that's such a weird series.
Yeah,
it's such a weird series because
it's 2 teams that are kind of on and off every weekend. You never really know what kind of baseball you're going to get.
Yeah, that's what I don't. That's why I'm going to keep them till way later. But yeah, I don't understand those guys.
Guys,
Travis.
I'm gonna do something I thought I never would do. I'm going to trust Brennan's analysis of baseball, and I'll go with the North Dakota State over Northern Colorado.
In your 4 spot?
In my 5 spot. I picked the 5 hit.
Wow.
That's some serious trust right there.
That's a lot. So it's 5 points of trust. That's a lot of points of trust. I feel like Meet the Fockers. My circle of trust, correct?
I was gonna put them at 3 because of his analysis.
You're gonna demote him.
Yeah, I was gonna put him right in the middle.
I don't even know who to trust anymore.
For the 4, since I went last, I think Wake Forest can get the job done against Virginia. I'm going to take Wake Forest in that one.
I like that. I'm going with my 4 spot's going to be Maryland DBU. I think Maryland's going to get the edge on DBU. I know DBU is a great school, a great baseball school, but I think Maryland has been on a super hot streak, and I think their Friday starter Ryan Ramsey for sure is going to push them to at least 1 win, and then I think they can pull out 1 more.
I'm gonna go with the Virginia over Wake Forest for my 4 spot. I think they'll get. I don't think they're gonna win 3, but I do think they'll win the series.
Where is that series?
It's in Virginia.
I just closed my thing, but yeah, it's Virginia.
Virginia.
And Virginia has outscored teams at home 155-27.
Hey, you just got to check gel off down.
Jake Geloff.
You gotta shake
it. You gotta shake Jack Meehoff's what?
Yeah, it's called. You never heard of shaking the catcher off and throwing a curveball? You guys, I mean, I know you guys didn't.
Wait, we want all college pitchers here. Right?
It's this.
Yeah.
It's this.
You go like this.
Yeah.
Listen. I'm not that good at catching. All I know is how to really hurt my pitcher's ankles off the back of the bullpens.
Yeah.
So I've got Tech in my Texas Tech in my 4 spot. I have them over Texas because it's in Lubbock.
You really love.
You have
picking
so
the
much
underdogs.
confidence in your own teams, bro.
Okay, but Texas
There's
Tech
Benjie.
against Texas in any sport always goes either way.
All right, who are you picking, Eric?
In my 4th spot, I got Tennessee topping Ole Miss.
Yep.
I think that's just a fair thing across the board. Tennessee's just going to throttle them.
I believe Suge was the only person to pick Ole Miss.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I
He
put him at
owns
6. You know how much
Yeah,
advantage I'm going to have over everybody?
I think
when
the
they lose, you're
SEC,
gonna have 0.
the SEC is going to be a battle between the 2 Tennessee teams, between Vandy and Tennessee.
Arkansas says hello.
Yeah.
Forget about
Mississippi
me.
says hi.
Yeah.
LSU
Arkansas
says hello, but very quietly.
Hello.
LSU. Yeah. It's me.
Brennan, what you got in your 4 slot?
So I think I'm gonna have to put Virginia over Wake in my 4th spot.
Man,
Nice.
everybody's sleeping on Wake,
We're
man.
pretty split on this one.
Yeah,
I'm
everybody's
just I'm not confident in Wake Forest, man.
Dude,
Actually, we're not split. I think I was the only one that picked Wake Forest.
Yeah, you're the
I-
one with
I-
Wake.
I-
Ours
haven't
might
yet.
have them.
I haven't yet.
Oh, I see.
You're
My
gonna
bad.
pick them as
No,
your 3?
Yeah. Okay, you taking them as the 3?
So yeah, I'm gonna take Wake Forest as my 3
Okay, I like that. Hey, all right, I'm not alone.
because and it's not just because I own them. I think they're on a serious hot streak, and I think that they could pull it out versus UVA.
They are
I think
definitely
you-
hot, but I think Virginia's just on another level.
Right,
now.
and I think
they've been the whole year. I mean,
they're-
we've
they're-
talked about it a couple times.
But they're due for an upset,
A
and,
big
and it's
one.
not even like an upset, but they're due for
A big
Kind of a
one.
reality check.
yeah, like a reality check. I agree.
That's
yeah.
fair.
So
Bring 'em
I
down to
got
earth a little
Wake Forest at least 2-1. I would like them to go 3-0 just to continue this TJ's Wake Forest podcast moments, but 2-1 for sure
Okay.
at my 3 spot.
I think I'm gonna take UCLA over Arizona at my 3.
Wow.
I'm gonna take that North Dakota State over Northern Colorado, like I said I would, because
Is anybody gonna pick against Brennan? I want to know.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
North Dakota State's actually not that, like, obviously like nobody right now, but I can't remember what team of mine they played, but they didn't play bad. They're not a terrible team. So the fact that Brennan's taking them out, I'll take them too.
I
You got me over here researching fucking stats
Northern-
for Northern
Northern
Colorado.
they're like 6-16.
Yeah, they're not the best, but they're also not horrible. They're
Yeah,
not
I'm
the
taking
worst team in
number
the
3.
country. So
I'm taking my favorite player, my favorite team that I don't own in Texas Tech is going to top Texas in my 3 spot.
No chance.
Stinky.
big stinks over there.
I'm taking Maryland over DBU in my 3 spot.
I like that. Brennan?
So my 3 spot, I'm gonna have Arizona over UCLA.
Okay. I like that. For my 2 spot, I will go Northern Colorado over NDSU.
Northern Colorado.
It is in
Why?
Colorado. It is in Colorado.
That doesn't change a
Don't feel-
damn thing, Suges.
So did you say it is in Colorado? Oh, the series. I thought you were saying
Greenlee-
this. I thought you were saying the school is in
Northern
in
Colorado
I was
is
like, oh.
in Colorado.
No, the
You are
game's
correct.
in Greeley, Colorado.
Yes, that is where Northern Colorado University is.
All right.
Good-
More the
good
more you
research.
know.
Yeah. But
They
I
did
got
sweep.
that.
They did sweep Western Illinois before
That's
that
great.
series versus Utah.
Scary.
Ooh, big series. Yeah, I'm taking DBU over Maryland in my 2 spot.
Ooh, that's what I'm gonna do too. I like that.
DBU
Solely
over
based
Maryland?
off the fact that
Maryland's-
I've been to a good amount of DBU games, and they came out with a cool video before the season started.
But they don't win their series though.
Not until now.
I don't think that.
Yeah, and,
Nope.
until they play a top 25 team that's on a hot streak.
Sometimes that's when you find it. Sometimes you ever heard of the teams that play down to the competition and play up?
That is true. I've heard that.
That's like big thing in baseball.
I don't know, man.
Unless
DBU
you're
is like-
Tennessee, you just beat the shit out of everybody. All right, Benjie, Benjie and Brennan and Suges.
My 2 spot, I have UCLA over Arizona.
UCLA. I think Thatcher Hurd's going to come out and dominate the Wildcats on Friday.
get him at least one dub for sure.
Yeah.
Right out the gate.
Then you only have to win one of two.
I think he comes up flat.
What do you got, Brennan, for your 2?
So for my 2, I have Tennessee over Ole Miss. I think that's a very wishy-washy series, and I do not want to lose points on that.
I mean, I'm kind of surprised that it's so low for you.
Well, yeah. I'm just scared about that it's such a big series that I can't trust either one of them.
I mean, there's a clear-cut winner here, and it's not Ole Miss.
That's why I picked Tennessee, buddy. But just in case, I have a little bit of insurance. I can make that up with my home run, North Dakota State University.
Yeah, this is why we don't let Brennan pick the picks.
It is ironic though, because I think all of us had Ole Miss at number 1 last week.
No, we did not.
No, he's saying
in our rankings.
Two Mondays ago.
Yeah, 2.
I did not.
Yeah.
I did not.
Maybe that was 2 Mondays ago. Everybody had Ole Miss at 1.
Never had Ole Miss at 1. Benji, who you got at number 2?
Number 2, I got Texas over Texas Tech.
Texas over Texas
I
Tech.
don't like that. Playing a little safe.
It's just a safe pick because like that matchup is.
It's a good matchup, but you still know
it's a really good matchup. I think so.
I picked Texas pretty highly because I feel like Texas Tech has been really hot. I mean, absolutely mashing. And the Longhorns came out super hot and have been dragging a little bit. So I think if I'm in that clubhouse, right, I know when Big 12 is starting, we need to come out with a statement against a premier team. Mm-hmm. We're supposed to be the top team in the country. We've been lacking out of South Carolina, but the heebie-jeebies behind us. So I think Texas can win that series for sure. Okay, last picks, guys.
I'm gonna go for my last pick just because these two teams are just kind of even with not goodness. I'm gonna take UCLA over Arizona. That's my team because I haven't watched a whole lot of them because they're Pac-12 network and I'm not staying up till 3 a.m. to watch their games. But yeah, I think they're just two wishy-washy teams that are going to play wishy-washy baseball.
So as it turns out, I hadn't made my pick between the Texas Tech series, so I'm going to go Texas. I've got them at my 1, which I think I feel more confident than 1 point in that series that Texas will win, but I think I'm not too upset about that because Texas Tech does have a good offense.
I've got the unknown game, North Dakota State. I've got them at my 1 spot.
Fair enough.
I'm taking Northern Colorado to upset Brennan's NDSU.
Let's go, baby. Go. Let's go.
So we're split on Brennan's take, huh?
Yeah.
Y'all are sleeping on North Dakota State.
I was sleeping on both teams until about 20 minutes ago when you mentioned them. So yes.
I think my last pick is Arizona UCLA, so I'm taking Arizona. I'm not really sure on that. I agree with TJ. Same thing with the wishy-washy play. Arizona has been good, but I also think UCLA could upset Arizona. So I am taking Arizona at 1 though.
Yeah.
Never know what you're going to get out of those two teams.
You're right. And then for my 1 spot, I'm going to take Texas over Texas Tech University because I think any school that has tech in it is inferior. Go Dogs.
Whoa.
Wow.
Shots fired.
How do you delete someone from a podcast?
Yeah, I looked for my admin privileges and realized that Brennan's the host. So
G6T.
I think that's fit. Yeah, look, Vanderbilt. I never had Ole Miss at 1.
Yeah.
Everybody
else had Ole Miss over Tennessee.
Yeah, y'all are.
I did for 1 week.
That's
TJ.
Fine. That's fine.
All right.
You don't deserve it no more.
You look like an egg. You are stinky and smell a little bit like eggs. So.
Got him. All right, guys. I think that's gonna do it for the most part for us tonight. Yeah, getting the hook from the backstage, not from God. All you listeners, Suges is pointing at his helmets again. No, we're not restarting. We're gonna power through to the end here. Again, if you haven't done it so far, definitely go check out our interview, the bullpen interview with Nolan DeVos, not Nathan. Hopefully, more of those coming your way soon. We're just shooting shots, in the Twitterverse. Apologies again for the ranking debacle last Sunday. We're gonna have better stuff out.
No apologies on my part. Ole Miss sucks.
All right, tune in on Monday to hear all about how our picks fared, more bold predictions, and see how the weekend turned out. Thanks again for listening. Thanks, guys.
Go Tigers.
Hey, look.